Hi there. Welcome back to SCU Live with Natalie Rand, your host and Ayurvedic wellness specialist. So today I thought, okay, it's a little cool out. We aren't in our seated, as usual positions in relationship to school, or maybe we are today. Maybe you're in the office or you're working on a project of your own. And I was thinking, what a great day for us to work on our posterior muscles, right? So, the posterior meaning all the muscles behind us that often we want to strengthen and we want to connect to, but because we live in a very car culture, if you're streaming from California, we spend a lot of time seated, whether you're doing a job that's in the desk or if you're sitting in your car trying to get from point A to point B, school, studies, home life, a lot of sitting. So, not as much walking unless you intentionally live in an environment where that's the case. So, today I thought it would be great for us to address the posterior, and we'll do it through both channels. So, we're going to do through the Pilates work and through some yoga as well. And before we do, we'll make sure that we do the counter poses because I like to do and then undo. So as it relates to that, we're going to cover like the glutes, the quadratus lumborum, all of the cervical, all the way down to the sciatic um, nerve area, all the way through the back of the hamstrings, gastrocnemius, the bottom of the arches. So we'll try to talk ourselves through all of the moves, and we'll see where you fit in. We'll definitely do some cat cow, so we'll touch on different things for everyone in any level. All right. So let's get started before. All right, here we go. All right. So I'm already set up down here. I'm gonna keep us on a halfway point today. Okay. Got that here. And generally speaking, what I would do in most cases when I'm working on posterior, I'd start on my belly. But today, and this goes as well as if you need to find a seat or something to sit on. I love sitting down on the floor for this work as well. But if you find that you're really tight in the hamstrings, another option for you is to sit on your heels. If that's too hard for you, find a seat. You can also place a block in between the legs. That's another great possibility so you don't kind of aggravate, as well as lengthen the legs in front. So we'll start I'll do profiles so you can kind of see what's going on in my back, right? We're going to start really simply. You'll take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, allow your body to lift up as tall as you can through the waist. Notice that I'm not lifting and going in my head, but it's really the trunk of my body staying stabilized as the upper part of my back is lifting through the ribs up even further, and melting your shoulder blades down. And then slowly exhale, return to that neutral position you started in. And I'm not sinking. All right, breathe in, lift all the way up nice and long through the waist. Lifting and lifting and lifting. If you need assistance, you can put your fingertips down to allow your waist to grow taller and taller and taller. And your goal is to get out of your lower system, so your lower back. Keep lifting. And then exhale and just go back to the neutral position, which is just upright. Twice more. Inhale, lift the waist. Keep growing and growing and growing. And if this is enough for you, great. Otherwise, place your palms on the knees and you're going to lift up a little bit more. Notice my mid-back is not changing. It shouldn't be changing. Start to paint the ceiling with your upper chest. So your upper thoracic spine is really trying to work. All right. And you'll come back and exhale through the nose. You should feel no pain in the lower back. All right. Same thing again. Inhale, lengthen through the waist. Keep going and lifting and lifting. If you want assistance, bring your fingertips behind you and lift through the chest. Don't pull your shoulder blades up. Feel your pelvis stay in the same position as you try to bring the top ribs up and over, up and over, up and over. And you know your stopping point from the very first part of the exercise. And exhale, come back to the front. Good. All right. From here, we're gonna do the same exercise. The only difference is the front of the trunk is staying the same. We're gonna lift up through the waist like there's a big ball in front of us, and the whole upper body is gonna go over the ball as you lift up through the waist. All right. Same thing. 3 rounds. And breathe in. Keep lifting, pulling the navel in and up, and then we're going to start to slowly drape our whole upper carriage over this big ball. Keep lifting the navel in, up and over. Lifting the navel in, up and over. So it's a preparation for spine stretch forward in Pilates. Pulling the navel in and up, pulling the navel in and up. All right, if you need your hands, put them down. Keep pulling your navel in and up. Pulling the navel in and up. Good, pulling the navel in and up. And then slowly return and stack the vertebra. Stack the vertebra, stack the vertebra up. All right, we'll do that twice more. One of the goals for you when you do the exercise is make sure that you're not lifting up in the shoulders. You're going to activate your lower body. So if you need to do it standing or even kneeling, go down on the legs and you'll feel your inner thighs lift up as you go in and up. So it's almost like there's something in front of you and you're going to try not to move your pelvis and bring your whole body over that thing. You're just doing it seated. I'm using my arms to give you a visual of an arc that you're trying to build as you pull the navel in to go over that imaginary circle, right? Ultimately getting to that cat-cow position. You're doing it without hunkering down in your pelvis, right? You don't want to sink, right? All right, twice more and we're moving on, all right? We'll repeat the same thing. Inhale, lengthen through the waist. Breathing in. Remember, you can use your hands next to you or beside you if you need to. Keep lifting it up, lifting it up. Lifting it up, and then from here, you're going to exhale. Pull the navel in as you round the front of the body. Keep pulling the navel in as you dump the air. Pull the navel in as you dump the air. Use your fingertips to help your waist stay long as you round the spine. Pulling the navel in, and then slowly stack the body all the way back up. Last time, breathe in, lengthen through the waist. Exhale, dump the air, round your back as you pull the navel in and up. Pull the navel in and up. Good. Keep using your belly, pulling it up, activating your abdomen. As you pull the navel in and up, you're going to let your body round forward so you're not collapsing in your spine. And then stack the vertebra all the way back up and relax. All right. I hope that went well for you. All right. So the goal being this long length through the spine, arching it up and back. This long lengthen through the spine, arching it up and over, all right? So now that we did that small little warm-up, switch the legs in front, all right? And then we'll do a little bit more of a pronounced supported position. So we've done this variation before, spine stretch forward. Inhale, reach the arms directly in front of you. You're gonna place them on an imaginary table. You'll breathe in. You'll exhale, round the spine, pull the navel and dump the air. Same thing, stack your vertebra all the way back up. As you drop your shoulder blades down, press into your table and pull the navel in, right? Same exercise we did before. Palms go down onto the knees. Breathe in as you lift the body up high, up high. So we're just combining the two, up high. You can use the hands, pull the navel in. Use the hands, pull the navel in. And then come all the way back to that upright position. The whole time, really lengthening through the waist. Breathe and reach the arms in front of you. Exhale, dump the air. Slide your hands along an imaginary table as you pull your navel in again. Dump the air out. Stack the vertebra all the way back up as you pull the abdomen in. Press the palms down. Work on your posture. Lengthen through the waist. Palms go down, breathe in again. Exhale, lift up through the waist and paint the sky with your chest. Keep lifting and lifting and lift even more than you can imagine. And then come back to the center. All right, there's like this beautiful experience where you press down in the lower body. The vertebra is trying to create its own traction by engaging the muscles. So really lengthening through the upper waist, all right? We're gonna do lateral sections on each side just to kind of open up the side of the body, and then we'll go straight to our belly to work on the posterior, okay? So we're just kind of warming up to begin. Inhale, reach the fingertips out. You're gonna reach your right arm all the way up. Let the body reach all the way over and feel the waist open to stretch. Notice my pelvis is not changing as I'm reaching. And then you're gonna come all the way back up and down. Same thing, same side. Breathe, lift the waist, use the fingertips to heighten up, lengthen through the waist, getting the height and the crown of the head up toward the sky. Breathe and lengthen and reach over. And exhale, bring it all the way back up. Let's do that one more time. Breathe and lift up through the waist, pressing the fingertips down. Feel the back of the body go up. Reach that arm up, paint the sky. Lengthen, reach, lift. Good. Gaze up if it's appropriate for you. Make sure your ribs aren't flaring out. Come all the way back up. Let's do the second side. Lift the arm up, reach through the waist, walk the fingertips over if it works for you. Notice how both sides of my body are reaching and reaching and reaching, and then bring it all the way back. All right, same thing again. Lengthen through the waist, reach the fingertips, lift the arm, paint the sky with the arm. Feel both sides of the waist open, right? Feel a stretch in the oblique as you anchor your pelvis. Both of the ischium bones stay down on your mat, and then bring the whole body all the way back up. All right, so the whole front, back, side, and side got a nice little massage internally and externally, and now we're going to go all the way onto our belly. All right, so lying down on your belly flat. We're going to start with some really basic cobra and some simple exercises to warm up the lower spine. All right, before we start, let your head drop all the way down onto your mat. The palms are going to be underneath the forehead. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. When you breathe into the nose, you're going to feel the spine lengthen, all right? So the vertebra naturally expands. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, dump the air out. Same again. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. This time you're going to breathe in, lengthen through the waist, pull the navel in. Feel the tailbone drop down and reach your right leg off the mat. And then lower it down. Again, reach the right leg up. Feel the left leg stay anchored so the pelvis does not move. When you lift the right leg off the ground, pull the abdomen in off the floor. There should be space under there. And then reach the leg as you press the left foot into the ground to stabilize your pelvis. Same thing again. Reach through that leg, reach it, push down in the left leg, and then switch legs. Press into the right leg, lift the left leg off the ground. Press into the right leg. Make sure you're not overarching. Press down to anchor the pelvis. Reach through the opposite leg. We'll do that twice more. Breathe and reach. Make sure the pelvis stays nice and even. And one more time. Breathe and reach. Watch the hips. Keep the hips nice and balanced. Good. And then from here, you're going to reach both legs off the ground if it's available to you. Otherwise, just press the feet into the ground. Lengthen through the legs. Pull the navel in. Lower the legs down. Again, press down through the feet, and then you're going to reach and lift off if it's appropriate for you. Lower the legs down. Twice more. Exhale. Reach long through the legs. Reach through the toes. From this position, pull the navel in and up. Feel the legs reach and lengthen through the legs. Keep reaching through the legs. Pull the navel in. If you have more, you can lift your upper back as you pull the navel in. Keep breathing, reaching through the legs, lengthen through the legs, reach. Inhale, reach the arms out to the T shape. So this is a position here, nice preparation for an exercise we do in Pilates called the T pull and pulling straps, right? So you're going to squeeze your legs together. Exhale, keep your legs off the ground unless you feel pain in the lower body. If you feel any pain, push your feet into the floor, pull the navel in and stop, right? And sit into child's pose. Otherwise, you're going to reach the legs off the ground. Exhale, arms go to the waist. You'll do a small little lift in the upper back. Keep reaching through the legs. Inhale, reach the arms out to the T shape. Again, exhale, reach. It's almost like you're swimming with your upper body as the lower body stays active, right? The navel's pulled in off the mat. Inhale, bring the arms to the T. Twice more. Exhale, reach the arms out to the T shape. Pull them all the way to the waist, squeezing the arms to the waist. Arms back out. One more time, exhale, reach the arms to the waist, pull the navel in, and then release the legs, drop the head, and sit back into child's pose. All right, if at any point you feel, oh, I'm having pain in my lower back, or you feel, oh, I have one leg's working harder than the other, address it, you know? Don't just keep going. You want to acknowledge where you are, right? So from here, put the palms down on the floor. Tuck the toes underneath you. You're going to round your back. We've done this before. Release the head, pulling the navel in. And then arch the back, open the chest. Nice little cat-cow. Evening out both sides of the back. Exhale, pull the navel in. Press into the toes. And arch the back, open the chest, pull the navel in. One more time, and tuck the toes, round the spine, pull the navel in. So you see where everything's sort of making a connection. We've got a little bit of Pilates, a lot of bit of yoga, all right, and then go to neutral. From this position, we're gonna basically work on the same thing we were working on when we were laying flat. So keep your hands down. You're gonna reach your right leg directly behind you, all right? If you feel any pelvis moving, all right, regroup. Push down into the floor. Reach the right leg behind you, all right? Feel the palms press into the floor. If you have any wrist issues, you know right away when it's not for you. Just sit back into child's pose and sit this one out, all right? And then lower the right leg down. This is really simple. Reach the right leg up. Push it to the floor, right? Another option is putting the fist down if you feel like you have any issues going on with the wrists, but you still have the strength in the upper body. Square off on the shoulders, lift up that arm, the leg again, and lower it down. We're gonna do one more on the right side. Exhale, reach and lift. Nice and simple. Flex through the heel where you are. Push through the heel. Pull the navel in and up. And then lower it down. So that was pretty approachable if you're healthy in your upper back, right? Same thing, opposite sides. Similar as when we lay down. Again, if that's hard for you, you can lay back down on your belly and then reach one leg up and down like we did earlier, right? We're just doing kind of an extension on that, and then it'll continue to graduate. So let's do the opposite leg. Reach the left leg all the way back, lift it off the ground. Make sure your pelvis is even. So you can see how you see my the back of my body. My pelvis should be facing the floor. Pull the navel in, lift the leg, reach it, and then lower it back down, right? The whole time pulling the abdomen in and up, reaching through the leg and down. Remember what your position of your foot was on the first side. So if you were flexing the foot, do that again so you're nice and even. Two more, breathe and reach, and lower. One more time, breathe and reach, and lower. Now from here, lift that leg up. Reach through the leg, pull the navel in and up, press into the floor. Remember, you can push up onto the fist, especially if your wrists are getting tired. The crown of the head should be nice and long. The navel should be pulled in. All right, notice if there's any difference on this side versus the other side. Reaching through the leg, reaching nice and long, and then lower the leg all the way down. All right, sit back into child's pose. The knees will be wide. Drop the head, release the head. So again, if you have healthy joints, healthy palms and wrists, this will be great. If you feel like your wrists are weak, you can go back and look a few weeks ago. We did some work for the hands and strengthening the arms and the fingers and palms, all right? Look in the catalog that we have here, all right? So we're gonna do the same thing, extension. Reach the right leg straight behind you. The left arm's gonna go directly in front of you, so both arms are gonna reach, all right? One arm's gonna reach one leg. Both arms are gonna reach, we're gonna fly. But left arm's gonna reach out, right arm's gonna reach out. All right, and then from here, if it's available to you, right? If this is too much, you'll put that left arm back down. You'll reach the right foot out and the left arm out to the side, right? We'll get our obliques, we're gonna get our glutes and our hip. We're gonna come all the way back to that first position. Now, this is definitely on the advanced side, so don't do it. You can repeat what we just did, all right? Same thing, reach it on out. Left arm goes out, right leg goes out, pulling the navel in, and bring it back to that first position. One more time, breathe. Use your abdomen and push the floor away from you. Pulling the navel in. This arm's off the ground. Would you be able to say hi to me? And then come back. And then lower the leg down. How did that go for you? Did you fall? All right, same thing, opposite leg. Remember, you can always repeat or go onto the belly room again. All right, left side's gonna reach back, lengthen that leg, lift it off the ground. Try to even your pelvis on both sides of the body. All right, this time the opposite arm's gonna go out. So we got one leg up, one arm out. We're gonna reach this arm forward to begin. And then the leg's gonna go to the side as the arm goes to the side. And then you'll bring it right back. Make sure you're breathing. Breathe and reach it out. We're just doing 3 reps. And return. Breathe and reach that arm out to the side. Reach the leg to the side. And bring it back. I think we did 4 on the first side, didn't we? And reach it on out. This is my weaker side, so for me it's good. And reach back and rest. All right, sit back into that child's pose, release the head, and breathe. All right, so now this is the point where you have to say to yourself, that felt good, or I'm never doing that again, all right? You can choose. But what we'll do is now we're gonna graduate one more time. So if you did the first part and it was challenging, repeat it. That's on the belly, reaching one leg up. If you did the second part on the hands and knees with one leg up and you had a great experience, perfect. If you have wrist issues, you're going to go into child's pose. If you did the third part and you put your hand and your foot off the floor and it was great, fantastic, keep going, right? If it was terrible, move back, right? Now we're going to do one more, right? For those that are the superstars of the group, and you still want to strengthen your abs and you want to strengthen your belly, you'll basically go into that same position we started in, which is the all fours, right? If you want to go and advance a little bit further, you'll tuck the toes, you'll walk out to plank position, right? This is not for a beginner, right? You'll go to your plank position, and just like we did earlier, we lifted one leg off the ground, and then lower. So this is all focused on the posterior as well as your core, and bring that leg off. And down. Remember, if it's too hard, you can drop the knees and go back to this version. And down. Plank position, reaching that right leg back one more time. And bring it down, right? You'll do the same thing on the left side. And left side reach. Make sure if you're in this position, you're not sinking in your lower back, and lower down. Press into the floor, pull the navel in. Again, left side, reach nice and long. And lower. Last one, find the abdomen. You should be pushing the floor away, so there's no resting here, right? If you want to go on your forearms because you still want to advance but you have weak wrists, forearms is also an option, okay? Down on the knees, sit back into child's pose. So you got your core, you got your lower back, you got your glutes, you got all of the obliques, okay? And now, are you ready for the fun part? So if that went well for you and you're going to advance, perfect, you can stay with me. If you want to continue and you want to challenge yourself, but you want to be conservative, you can do the variation where one leg is off the ground, all right? If you want to go back to the very beginning and lay on your belly and do one leg up and down, that's also fantastic, all right? So go back to, if you're moving forward, you're going to go to plank. We'll do this repeat here. And we're going to lift that right leg off the ground. This is the fun part. The opposite arm's going to come up. All right, you're going to try to move these limbs out to the side like we did earlier. And bring it back and lower. All right, can you do that 2 more times? If not, go to child's pose. And bring that right leg off the ground, left arm forward. Reach it out to the side if it's available to you. Feel your glutes and tummy working like crazy and bring it down. All right, you knew it was going to be crazy because it started simple, right? Reach the right leg up. Left arm goes forward and go out and bring it back and down. And remember, this is the original position. Out to the side, out to the side. Now it feels nice and approachable for those of us who have moved into that next position. Let's do one more round of the fun one. If you have been able to, right leg off, left arm forward, reach out to the side, bring it back, and child's pose, all right? So if you did that exercise, you should feel in your deltoid and your shoulder. Depending on where you're weak, if you're a little bit weaker in your lower body, then that's where you'll find the challenge. All right, and we're moving right into the next one, all right? So let's go back to plank position. Strong arms, all right? We lifted the right leg last time. This time we'll lift the left leg off the ground. And the right arm's gonna reach forward. And then we'll lower it down. Same thing again, reach it on up. Notice if you find that the other side was easier. For me, the right side's a little bit stronger. And you'll see that my pelvis is trying to turn out. Keep it turned in. Twice more reach. And bring it down. One more time, nice long reach. And bring it down, all right? Now, we're moving right into that next bit. Remember, the next bit is when we bring the leg out to the side, right? If you have any lower back issues and you go into a plank position, you shouldn't, because you should work on strengthening your lower back or kind of relieving it, right? But if you find in the past you've had a weaker back and you've strengthened your body and you go back to that plank position, you start to lift the leg off the ground. If you really push the floor away from you, you get so much out of it, right? It's like you almost feel where the abs connect to the back. All right? Twice more here. If you're with me, reach that right arm forward, left leg goes out to the side. And bring it back. Good. This is my fiery sense. Remember, this is also an option. It feels really good to do that now after being challenged. All right, one more time. Reach that forward, out to the side. Bring it back. Woo, and lower it down. Little firecracker, right? Drop your head, breathe into your lower back. And relax. Good. All right, so we're gonna go into the next posterior exercise. So that one was like lower back, everything behind you, but I also did core, front body, right? But now we're gonna move into really sticking just to the back. So ode to Pilates, lie onto your belly. Both of your fists are gonna go down onto the floor. Now you're not hanging out at the beach, like talking. Your fists are strong on the ground. Your shoulders are pulled back, right? So when you go to do cobra pose in yoga, even when you're doing sphinx pose, which is up here, you're never sort of lying down with your belly open. And you can see the position of my belly, it's not active, right? You're gonna pull those shoulder blades down the back, pull the navel off the floor. So there's space that's down there where your hand can fit, right? Push the fist down into the floor. So these are the relationships. This is sphinx with nice fists, right? So find the abdomen, push the fist down. If this is enough for you and you're feeling stuck in the back, you can just lay back onto the belly and stay strong in this position, just pulling the navel in and up, right? Take a few breaths and stay here. If you're moving along, push the fist down into the floor, pull the navel up, right? And then you're gonna kick your right heel to the seat. Seems simple, right? If it's simple, it's wrong, all right? It's not. It's a little bit more sophisticated than it looks, right? So find your fists, push them down into the floor, pull the navel in, gaze past your fists, and zip the inner thighs close together. The opposite leg is pushing into the floor. You're gonna kick that right heel in, squeeze the heel, and then reach it long. All right, as you squeeze, the hips stay pressed into the mat and reach. You're gonna kick, and switch. Kick, and switch. And your arms are so strong. If I walked by, I could fit a small Post-it underneath your elbows. Kick, and switch. Kick, and switch. 3 more. Kick. The upper body is fired up. 2 more. Navel's pulled in. 1 more time. And rest, all right? Sit back into your child's pose. Right knees are wide. Pull the navel in. Good. Now from here, we're going to go into the double leg kicks. All right, before we do, we'll do a nice little simple variation to warm up the back a little bit more. All right, you're gonna lay with one ear down onto the bed or onto your mat. Bring your palms high up into your back. Stretch out the front of the shoulders and back, right? And then you'll take a deep breath into the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Again, breathe into your nose. Exhale, switch ears. Switch hands on top. Notice if you feel a little discomfort in this side of the neck. For me, my neck is tight on this side. Breathe in. And exhale. Try to release the head and shoulders into the mat. One more time. Deep breath into the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Good. Now, we're going to start on the opposite side just so that way you can hear me really well. You're going to grab onto the wrists, right? If you can't grab the wrists, it's okay. You can just reach the hands to the side of the body. In fact, let's do something simple to prepare you. So push your feet into the ground. Reach your arms long. Pull the navel in. You're just going to reach, lengthen, lift all the parts of the body off the floor. And then switch ears, drop the head, and bring the hands up to stretch out the neck and shoulders. All right? Same thing again, breathe, press the legs out, reach the arms long, lift through the waist, pulling the navel in and up, right? No super back arching. It's like the crown of the head is reaching away from the feet, all right? And release the head. Exhale, inhale, breathe, reach the arms nice and long, pull the navel in, reach through the legs, reaching, and release the head. Bring the hands up high into the back to stretch. One more time, this simple version. Reach the arms and legs long, pull the navel in, reach the fingertips, feel the crown of the head, reach away from the feet, and drop the head, all right? Now we're gonna do something to challenge your coordination, all right? So bend the elbows like you had them earlier, right? If this is too much, remember you can lower them down or you cannot use them at all, okay? Then we're gonna bend the heels in or kick the heels into the seat, squeeze the knees close together, kick the heels in for 3, stretching out the thighs, 2, stretching them out, 1. From here, grab the wrist, reach the arms long as you press the feet into the ground. You're gonna try, if it's available to your back, lift your upper chest, reach through the legs, reach through the shoulders, pull the navel off the mat as you press the feet into the ground, and then drop the head to the opposite side and switch palms, all right? Kick the heels in for 3, kick 2, kick 1, reach and lengthen, 2, 3, and kick, 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 stretch, stretch, highest height, kick, 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 reach, 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 and 2 more, right? So kicking those heels into the seat, pulling the navel in as you reach the arms, press the feet, pull the navel in. Keep switching the palms so you can stretch out one deltoid more than the other. Reach, 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 and kick. 2, 3, and reach. And then we're gonna stay here. If it's available, you'll reach the arms, pull the navel in, try to get the legs off the ground if possible, otherwise keep them on the floor. You want a little spice, you'll kick the heels together and reach the arms like you're swimming in the water. Try to bring them above the head. Exhale, reach them back to the waist. Pull the navel off the mat, reach the arms long. Beat those heels together really strongly. You should feel it in the inner thighs. You should feel it in your glutes. Find the navel and pull it up another inch off your mat. Good, and child's pose. Sit onto the heels. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. How did that go for you? I hope it went well. All right. All right, so posterior, posterior, posterior. We did the wonderful warm-up, which is rounding the back forward, arching the back, rounding the back, arching the back, rounding the back, arching the back, side lateral stretching, right? Then we laid on our belly, reached the legs nice and long to warm up the back of the body, strengthen the back of the body. Finally, we got on all fours, did some cat-cows, single leg reaches behind us, right? Into a plank position if you wanted to graduate to strengthen your upper torso while strengthening the posterior, right? Any of these exercises can actually be done standing. You can literally stand up, and I'll show you, okay? And you can hold on to a chair or the wall or even the side wall and just go into a parallel position, reach one leg behind you, lift it up, lower it down, right? Lift it up, lower it down, right? Same thing, opposite leg. These are great preparations for like Warrior 3. All those Virabhadrasana poses that we've done in the past, where you lift one leg off the ground, right? Balancing in whatever arm position that you decide. But it's a great way to do this. Just standing up, you don't have to have your whole body down and your lower back exposed, right? And it's awesome if you do, because then you're still working on those muscles that sometimes we don't access, right? You basically have the opportunity to not be sitting and strengthen all of the glutes and the lower spine, because as we get older, physically, we generally don't do as much for the back body, right? One of my teachers of the past that I had, she would call the posterior the uh-oh area, because people often forget about, you know, all of that the whole back. If you think of like a swimmer's back, that whole experience of some having that like diamond shape. So all of your rhomboids and trapezius muscles are like, yes, you know, but you get to this position where if you're constantly studying or you're on your phone, all of those muscles are constantly being overstretched in this position instead of activated in an upper chest lumbar, which the lumbar, you know, takes on so much work all the time. So it's nice to just kind of dedicate one of these videos to addressing that space, right? And if it was too difficult for you, not a big deal. You know, you got to start small. Even if you just round your body and sit tall, or just practice sitting up against a wall and breathing in and out of the nose for 10 breaths. That would be divine. Just not looking downward or at a device would be a big start, right? So we'll end this with just some upper body stretches. So think of heart opening stretches. Allow your arms to come behind you. If it's too much, you can just cross the hands behind you and you'll breathe and lift the chest. Again, if this is all like a position that you can't do, you can sit in a chair and then you'll exhale, round your body forward, drop the head, right? You want to do even more than that, and you're like a lotus person, or you can do lotus, you can also incorporate this amazing, amazing stretch. You can do one leg, like a nice half lotus, and come back, cross the hands. You can do both legs, cross, drop the head. Believe it or not, there's another one. You can grab both big toes and then drop forward, okay? And whatever you choose is great. We'll start here. Give yourself 5 deep breaths, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more big breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1 more time, breathe in, and exhale. Take time. Bring your body all the way upright, right? And then you'll do the same thing with the opposite leg crossed in front. So if you were doing lotus, the right leg would go on the left leg. You'll do the left leg on top, the right leg switch. Otherwise, you're just doing a regular crisscross applesauce, okay? And then I'm gonna try and see if I can catch my toes. I don't think I can do it on the side. Either way, drop your head and breathe 5 breaths again. And exhale. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more, breathe in. And out. 1 more deep inhale through the nose. And exhale out. All right. And rest. So, just for the record, you can have the legs crossed and just fold. Or close your eyes and just breathe, right? Or sit in a chair and take those same breaths, all right? So if those practices like lotus or any of this stuff is hard on your knees and it doesn't apply to you, you can listen and you take what it is, like cherry picking, and apply it to intuitively what works for you. And as I always encourage, please check with your primary care physician before you start anything new, all right? Most importantly, you are your first signal of what needs to happen. So do try and listen to your body and quiet the ego, that part of yourself that's like, yeah, let's try it. You know, it doesn't mean you can't challenge yourself, but you do want to be respectful, right? So I would love to see you again. I believe next week we're actually going to be starting at 1 p.m. instead of 12:30 because of class changes and timing. So I would love to see you again. I'm always here. I see you live, YouTube channel, Natalie Rand, Ayurvedic wellness specialist, yogi, Pilates instructor, wellness extraordinaire, here to take care of you and give you all the things that you need. And remember, you don't have to do it on your own. All you have to do is show up and we can do it together. All right. So until next Thursday, I'll see you at 1 p.m. And ciao. Until then, great seeing you again. Bye.